The spring match is springing into action. The first game of spring between Daemon Legions and Sylvan Elves. A frontline clash for capturing the flags. The Sylvan Elves are choosing this side and deploying first. The Daemon Legions meet to the battlefield with these spells. They're all missiles or breath attacks. The Sylvan Elves deploy in a full line, Kestrel Knights and Forest Rangers, or these guys, I mean, yeah, Forest Rangers. On the left flank, Archers, Blade Dancers, Forest Guards, Thicket Beasts, Druids, Avatar of Nature, Heath Riders with Ambush and Vanguard, and the Wild Huntsman. Here are the Sylvan Elf spells. They do not have as many missiles, though they do have some, but they have more magic selection than the Daemon Legions, so we'll see what pays off here.
So over on this flank we have the Bloat flies, and see if they can protect the Imps, which we have 2 units of here.
Shooters.
Behind them we have a Blazing Glory and Scourge, and more over to the middle we have the Myrmidons and Brazen beasts, and over on the left flank we have the Succubi and the 2 units of Eidolons.
Shooters as well, the Eidolons.
Yes.
So they're pairing up against the Riders here. And the Imps are up against many units of the Sylvan army here. The Daemon Legion army is based on shooting and magic missiles. Up against an army of very many Sylvan Elf units. So it'll be interesting, because this Daemon Legion army has fared well against some types of elves, like Dread Elves.
Yes.
So, the ice cream disappeared, but the Sylvan Elves moved forwards. These Kestrel Knights with light lance are out of line of sight from the Blightflies. Into the forest there. You see the Blade Dancers and Forest Guards and Thicket Beasts. On this flank, a forced march among the Heath Riders and Wild Huntsmen. Magic Unity Divergence takes down 2 Eidolons and 1 wound on the champion. Otherwise, it was a magic phase with only 5 dice. Let's see how much damage the shooting army of the demons does. They can probably not hide from charges in the next turn, but they will definitely try to do their best to keep their defensive position stable while firing away.
Okay, so we have ended turn 1 for the demons, and there are a few less forest guards over here. The Imps tried to cast a lot of Hand of Heavens here, but they were all dispelled. The only spell that went through was on this flank, where the Eidolons cast Fate's Judgment on the Heath Riders, and the Heath Riders then panicked off the board. The Eidolons followed up with some shooting, and there are quite a few less of the Wild Huntsmen. So on the flanks it went rather well for the demons, but there is still the middle where things can go either way. At the start of the Sylvan's turn we have a lot of charges. Over here the Wild Huntsman took a charge on the Eidolons, but 2 were shot down on the stand and shoot. And over here we have 3 units charging the Brazen beasts. So that will be exciting. And over here we have a lot of charges on the Imp unit.
The two units of Kestrel Knights and the 3 Forest Rangers kill off an Imp unit on their own, taking out a lot of valuable shooters. They are threatened by the Bloat flies, but they've done a good job. Of all the charges, they came in, and the Thicket Beasts came into the Brazen beasts, and they killed 2 Brazen beasts, leaving 1 there. They had Perception of Strength cast on them. There's a big bunch of blocks behind with Vanada's Scourge.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that is lurking behind us, the general of the demon army. Not even the demons know the name of their general, but they know what it's all about. The Druids missed their charge against the Brazen beasts. The Avatar of Nature shot down a single Succubi or 2. And the Eidolons shot down the remaining Wild Huntsmen on the stand and shoot, but the Druid, Apprentice, Wizard charged and killed 4 Eidolons, when including the combat resolution where 2 were killed, failing their crumble test. Now turn 2 for the Daemon Legions, and the clock is ticking. Half an hour for round 2 for the Sylvan.
Det är synd på.
Du behöver skruva på den på knappen in i hörnet, in i kroken.
Ja, jag satte igång den. Det var zoomen på. So we have ended turn 2 of the Daemon Legions, and over here we have 1 Kestrel unit down and 1 fly lost, and over here the Blazing Glory failed spectacularly.
Exactly what it is.
Yes, and did 1 wound and lost 4 in return. But the Scourge, on the other hand, killed the champ and broke the forest guards. So, over here, the Thicket Beast finished off the last Brazen beast, and this combat was very close. The units did exactly the same amount of wounds, so the Succubi won on with the charge point, but the Dryads held. And over here we see some wounds on the Avatar of Nature, courtesy of the Eidolons.
In turn 3 of the Sylvan Elves, top of turn 3, the Druid killed another Eidolon, and the Druids, with help from Blade Dancers charging into the side of the Succubi, kill all of the Succubi. The Spear Elves here rally and cast some magic. The Succubi had Perception of Strength, -1 strength cast on them. Fountain of Youth heals 1 wound, so the Avatar is only down 2 wounds. The Thicket Beasts charged the side of the Imps, killing all of them in the crumble, killing 12 or something, and the rest were killed by crumble. Here 3 Forest Rangers were killed by Bloat flies, and the Bloat flies overran into the Kestrel Knights. The Kestrel Knights, having killed the last wound of the Blazing Glory, and losing one Kestrel, so there are only 2 Kestrels left there. The Bloat flies, however, lost 1 fly, losing 4 wounds to the 3 Forest Rangers. Now turn 3 for the Daemon Legion. They have everything to play for here, having had a tough round at the top.
Charge.
Another charge from the Scourge, the Spear Elves.
Okay, we start over here where the Bloat flies. They killed some and got killed some, and then Broodmothered back some. And they broke the Kestrels, and ironically we both rolled really low, so here the Kestrel are in front of the thicket beasts, blocking them while the Bloat flies didn't catch them. And over here we had a charge from the Myrmidons against the Avatar of Nature. And Myrmidons did 2 wounds and got beaten back by lost 5 of their own. Here we had some action where the Eidolons magic down the War Dancers and then shot 4 Dryads.
Yeah, pretty effective.
Over here, I don't think we wrote that yet.
No.
But over here the Scourge came in strong, but rolled that when he tried to hit the Dryad. So no one, Druid. So no one's on the Druid, but is then stomped for Forest Guards. So not a total loss.
The Unicorn Mage kills the last Eidolon and hides behind the building here. The Spear Elves survived the Scourge, but the Archmage was killed, and they fled. They only survived because the Scourge chose to not pursue, turn around, and in his turn 4, in Daemon Legion's turn 4, the Scourge charged into the Dryads, who had reformed. They charged the Myrmidon unit, which the Avatar was fighting, and decimated it together with the Avatar. The Avatar didn't even have to strike. The Eidolons move about. The Bloatfly tries a charge against the Kestrel Knight, which does a feigned flight, and it becomes a failed charge. The Bloat or the Daemon Legions player chooses not to redirect into the Thicket Beast, stating, as any optimistic Warhammer player would, he does not want the Bloatfly to die in its own turn.
So, where did we leave off? Well, we had a failed charge here, and I think we already told it. But the Scourge came in, the Dryads, and killed the champion, 4 rank and file, and did 2 wounds on the Matriarch. The Matriarch had done 1 wound to the Scourge first. Over here we had a valiant attempt at killing the Avatar of Nature, but to no avail, so the Avatar is still going strong.
On turn 5, the Spear Elves rallied again after fleeing from the Scourge. The Thicket Beast killed the last Blightfly, taking 1 wound from toxic attacks. The Kestrel rallies. The Dryads stand after the champion sacrificed itself in a challenge against the Scourge. And nothing happened in turn 5 of the Daemon Legion until the combat phase. Except the movement on...
One wound on the avatar.
Oh, 1 wound on the avatar from shooting.
Yes.
It was the Druid Matriarch which sacrificed itself in a challenge. In the close combat of the Daemon Legions, the Scourge killed all but 1 Druid. That Druid is fleeing. Will it make a reduced leadership test of 5 to rally? This is the last turn. Let's see. On their turn 6, the Sylvan Elves chickened out, as they are wont to. The Avatar tried to shoot some entangling roots on the Eidolons. Otherwise, everything just moved out of line of sight of the Scourge, which was looking this way, towards the thicket beasts. They just marched past it, out of line of sight, as did the Wizard Apprentice, and the Kestrel Knight flew away. So we'll see what damage the Daemon Legion can do in the last turn. We're counting on it doing enough to take away some scoring units. Otherwise it looks difficult for the Daemon Legions to take the objective. That's the fight right now. What is your plan, Alex?
Yes, this is the last thing that's happening, and I just got shooting and magic, and the scenario is out of my reach. Can't beat the capture the flag, because the Sylvans already have that in the bag. But I can pick some points. I really want to bring down that general, for example. And that
600 points.
And that little wizard there looks tasty too. So we start off with a small face judgment on the avatar. That failed. So then we cast greedy.
Yeah, you have to be greedy right now.
That's no point. Boosted Hand of Heaven on the avatar. One more fail.
It's the result of greed.
Yes, and then we take Spear of Infinity from the Eidolons.
Oh, finally.
Stop that if you can.
5 dice?
4. It was on the
Yeah, but how many do I have?
you have 5.
5, yeah. Okay. I'm 5 dicing away the Hand of Heaven.
Yes.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Exactly, yeah.
Then one more time with the other.
Okay, that goes.
Yes.
Hand of Heaven.
Spear of Infinity.
Spear of Infinity is the one which is duplicated.
A 5. No.
No.
Shooting.
Last chance to take down the avatars. 2 last wounds.
2 wounds needed. We have 3 plus.
Okay, decent.
And now we need 2 6s. No.
Oh. Okay.
So it's in the end a rather solid win for the Sylvans, I think. Both. I think you have more points taken, and the scenario.
The Scourge is the one thing with many points left on the Daemon Legion side.
Yes. I think what those are. Check for fun.
The Sylvan Elves have lost a lot, but they still have much more left on the table than the Daemon Legions. So this was an interesting tactical battle. The Daemon Legions tried a new tactic.
An army with a lot of shooting, and it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, definitely. It looked dangerous in the beginning.
Yeah, but it didn't last that long. No.
You didn't get off many shooting phases, and the first shooting phase was deadly.
Yeah.
The Casualties really racked up the first turn.
Yeah, and the last 3 with Eidolons was on the Avatar of Nature, so there was not much to be hoped for.
No, because the elves got into combat quickly.
Yes, that's what you get was some good charges in turn 2 there, were negating the Brazen Beasts. That was a key thing, I think.
You had both the Brazen Beast and the Myrmidons, which would have benefited from getting charges,
Yes.
and you only got 1 Myrmidon charge.
Yes, which wasn't enough.
No, I agree, yeah.
That was a fun game.
Definitely. I have no idea what I did on the Sylvan Elf side.